So, Tyler, what do you reckon? We're here for Game Over. What do you think today of the cars? We've got a few turned up. Listen to the go-karts going in. Oh, sorry. I thought you had a helmet on.
No.
Go, mate. How you going?
Yeah,
Good
I'm
to
not
see
too
you.
bad.
So here we are, Game Over. I thought
Yep.
we were a bit short. What's going on there?
You're leaning on me.
Game Over, go-kart squealing in the background, probably
Yes.
deafening everybody. But another show, and this is lead up to the Gold Coast 600.
Yep, yeah, it is.
So,
It's looking to be big shows, and well, Gold Coast 600 is always party weekend as well. So
Should be
along
some-
with the racing.
should be some cool cars.
Yeah, there will be for sure.
Let's jump straight into it. What do you
Yeah,
reckon?
let's do it.
Done. Let's get out there, guys. G'day, Glenn. I've spotted your EH here, mate, and this is a bit of a piece of work, isn't it? There's
Absolutely.
a bit of an effort gone into this build.
Yeah,
Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
absolutely. It's a 3-year build. It was completed 3 years ago. It was, nut and bolt restoration, everything, rotisserie, the whole lot. So it was something that I desired to do for a long time.
Yeah.
And I just had an opportunity to do it. And 6 years on, this is what we got. But I always look at it myself, Dave, and I always go to car shows and I stand back and I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I'm lucky, like a lot of people with cars, beautiful cars. I know that and I'm sure most people do, and I'm just lucky that I've got a car that's like this, it's fantastic.
And now you get out to a few shows where you can.
Sure.
Obviously, it hasn't been to a great deal this year, has
No.
it? So, but do you get out and drive it as well and enjoy it?
Not really, not
Yep.
as much as I hope to. I've got 3 young kids and they take a lot of my weekend time.
Yep.
So this time of the year, footy season's over. We're AFL family, so footy season's over for us. So this is the time of year that I can start to enjoy it.
Good.
And it's one of those things where it's like a seasonal thing for me. It's not something I can do all year round.
Yeah.
Because I just don't get that time. But tonight, nights like tonight are fantastic. I can bring it out, drive it. My kids are in the car with me coming here, so they're moments that, as a child and as a dad, that's what
Priceless.
you aim for. Absolutely, absolutely.
And now tell us a bit about the build, about what's going into it. What have we done with the engine?
All right, what we've got a 179 HP block. A little bit of work inside the motor, not a hell of a lot. I wanted a turnkey car that was easy to start. I didn't want something that was do burnouts and do.
There's a bit of room to bore out a 179
Yeah,
HP
we got
block,
it. We
isn't
got
there?
it out 60,000 to 186, so we took it out to where it was. We've sort of done done a little bit of head work. We've done some balancing. Obviously, I put the carbies on a bit of an afterthought. I had a 350 Holly to start with. Got a Trimatic behind it, with a small stall on it, but. That's just something that's more look good,
Yep.
And just something that's going to be reliable. That's what I want, just something that's reliable.
Work. And now tell us, so you get to enjoy it now as a dad and
Yep.
with the family. What was it that got you into cars back in the day as a young fella?
Probably a lot like yourself, Dave. My father was a massive car fanatic.
Yep.
And as I said before, his name was Dave as well. And
Yeah.
he got me into this affliction, I call it. It's one of those things where it's not something that you get brought up on and you can get rid of. It's something that's always been there for me. As I said, I've got a busy life with my kids and life and everything else, but that's what got me into it. My father got me into it. I still remember as a kid growing up with, sitting in these cars, and most people that come up to me at shows always say to me, they go, my dad had one, my uncle had one,
Yeah.
my granddad had one. So that's one of the main reasons why I bought it and did the work, because it's more the heritage of the car. There's other cars out there that I do like, but I just like the Australian heritage of this car and what it means to me and what it means to other people, because I love talking about my car when I go to car shows.
That's good. Now let's go back to that era again. What was your first car?
My first car, was a Datsun 180B.
There you go. There you go. I always like to ask and see where it started.
Absolutely. Yeah, Datsun 180B, and then obviously I had a mock-up HQ GTS Monaro, and then sort of that's where that side of things came in. Bent push rods, new distributor, the whole story when you get a car. So yeah, it was good. So Datsun 180B.
Excellent. Well, thanks for having a chat to us, and appreciate you coming on the channel, and we look to see this out a bit more throughout the year while footy season's off, eh?
Good on you.
Excellent, thanks, Ben.
Thanks for your time, Dave. Good on you.
Cameron, how you going? I've noticed some changes, mate. We've had this on before, but there's a few things changing every time we see you.
Yeah, it's work in progress there for sure.
You got rid of the big Demon carb?
Yeah, we did. So that got taken off today. So we just got this from America to arrive 2 days ago from the States. It's an APD carburetor. It's full billet. It's made to the cam specs of the car. It's a 950 CFM, so it's a big carburetor.
Yeah.
So and that was installed and tuned today by Paul Gavemez from Mad Racing.
Excellent. And you've done some work to the transmission as well in the last few months, I think?
Yeah, we had from Russell's Automotive at we're at Ashmore and Narang. They rebuilt the box for us and gave that a touch up, and now it's fully manualised. So
pretty happy with it?
Yeah, it's putting the power to the ground a lot better.
And I think you've even done a bit of work on the interior, haven't you?
Yeah, we redone the whole interior. Had a custom console made for it, done all the door cards. And a back parcel shelf as well, put all LED lights in the boot and stuff like that. That was all Trim FX. They've done all that for us, so it's all finished in all leather.
So it's all happening. It was a beautiful car from the day you got it, and you just keep adding to it, keep making it even better, mate. So what sort of power do you reckon it's putting out now?
Well, Paul today reckons it's around about 705 horsepower now, so... Yeah,
going all right.
Probably too much.
Yeah, it's only a small car.
Yeah,
it is.
And it is a handful.
It is, mate, it is. And, mate, we'll keep keeping an eye on it and see what happens across the next few months. I'm sure you won't stop.
No, well...
You got the bug.
You keep hiding it from the missus, maybe, but...
We keep putting you on camera, you're busted,
yeah,
aren't you?
I know, thanks for that.
All right, thanks for chatting to us, mate. Have a great night, buddy.
Thanks, Dave.
That was game over. How was that? That was awesome.
Man, some cool cars here tonight, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was.
There's some that we've seen before and a few that we haven't. And yeah,
It's like
awesome.
this Tirana behind us, which are little hint for next weekend. It's going to be a little bit more of a feature, hopefully.
Got to talk him into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful car, immaculate.
I reckon check out this Lamborghini behind us. You might see that in some upcoming videos as
Yeah.
well. So check out these guys. Yeah, drive my supercar. Some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And how is this Blue Moon? This
that's
is
cool.
it's tidy as well.
Yeah, great cars. The quality here was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Now there's some more shows on. We've got some other stuff coming.
Yeah.
We've got a lead up, as we said, to the Gold Coast 600. We've got
Yep.
the PJR show on Tuesday.
Harrigan's on Sunday, of course.
Yeah, there's
Can't
another
forget
one
that
on Thursday night. We got then we're at the GC 600 maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh. Let's wait and see what happens out there. So, interesting stuff.
Yeah, it is. Well, you know what to do. If you like the video, then make sure you hit subscribe. Share it out to all your friends.
Well, if you
and
haven't
family.
hit subscribe already, hit subscribe.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you
hit
have,
it.
good on you.
Yeah. Share it out to all your friends, family, everyone. Get them all on here as well. Let's promote the car scene. Let's build it up. Let's keep it going. And make sure you hit like as well. That's another important one.
All right, we hope to see you soon.
Yep. See you in the next one, guys.
Stay in the right lane.
You can call me stupid. Yes, you can call me sheep. You can say I'm lazy. You can say I'm weak. You think that using her would get to me. And if you're right, then you're in trouble, D. 'Cause I won't break, no, I know I won't wait. You're in trouble, D. But when it comes to her, you better keep it sealed. Don't you dare say a single word, or I will strike you where it feels. You think that using her would get to me, and if you're right, then you're in trouble, D. 'Cause I won't break, no, I know I won't wait. You're in trouble, D. shoes, you can get your own. She's gonna love you. Yeah, I'm gonna love you. She's gonna love you. Yeah, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you, babe. Cross my heart and hope to die. I've got a ton of gravel in my shoes, world on my shoulder, a heart full of blues. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt. I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt. Been a real bad boy.
God damn, where is this boy? Tyler! Tyler, where are you? Hang on, I need some picture. There we go. Oh, picture! Sorry guys, I've just gotten in from a gig. I don't know where Tyler is. Bloody Halloween. What's going on? Hang on, we'll get rid of that. It's Halloween. I don't know. He's out trick-or-treating. He goes mad every Halloween. I don't know what happens to him. He said something about Shazza. He just kept going on about Shazza. I don't know who Shazza is, what's going on, but apparently Shazza has caused some delay in Tyler's attendance. Where is this guy? I don't know. Tyler, come on, man. Where are you?
What's going on in here? What's going on in here, mate?
Oh!
Is this some sort of live show?
Here he is.
Is the camera down here? Hello?
It's the Dazza. It's the Dazza. Now I get it. How's Shazza?
Oh, that's me AU, mate.
Oh.
She wasn't working, wasn't running. Couldn't get it going.
Oh, no. The damn Falcons let you down.
Yeah, couldn't get it going. Couldn't get out.
Bloody hell. We just, every Halloween. Hey? What goes on?
Yeah, I don't know, mate. It's the AU. Plays up, Halloween.
Here we are. It's Halloween. And we're having some fun. So, I hope you've all dressed up to watch. We're having a look. I can't see too many costumes out there. What's going on, guys? Come on. Hey?
Yeah, no,
I actually went to work like this today.
They've let us down.
Yeah, I did go to work like this today, actually. So, that was a bit of fun. Alright, here we are. Anyway, we're all set up. We're going. Did I hit the right buttons?
Yeah, you did.
I did? Did well. Let's do some hellos. Who's out there?
We got a fair few people here tonight.
Everyone's checking it out?
We've got Mafia Boys Worlds in here. Woody was here before. I think he might still be here somewhere. Scott's here. Scott Sherrington. Bevan Watson. Doc Death. Trevor Smith. Sally H. Johnny Skid Pig's in the house. Shane Fitzgerald's here. Queensland Hardcore 4-wheel drive. Jeff's here.
Jeff, good to see you.
Lynn's in. Who else? Let's have a look. Paulie's here. Skidmark as well.
Carl, did you get Carl? NZ Philly?
I missed Carl. I did miss Carl. G'day, Carl. How you going?
There you go. He's locking up the kids. That's where he was. Had to get Shazza in line. So here we are. Anyway, Halloween. Here we are. Let's have some fun with a bit of Halloween. It was a bit hard with the car theme on how you come up with a good a Halloween story, but I guess we'll do our best. And what do we got? We can talk about some scary stories, scary car stories. Hopefully someone might have some comments I can drop on some scary car stories. Before we do, let's do the usual. Let's give a shout out to the sponsors of the live show. And I've got to flick the slide for that, hey?
Yep.
Right, that's my
Super Performance. I'll throw their link out in the chat. If you don't know who those guys are, you must be living under a rock. Surely you guys know by now, but they've been around for 40 years building epic projects, and you can check out some of their awesome work on the show Rides Down Under Workshop Wars, or even very soon on our YouTube channel in the future.
Yes, we've got some stuff coming up, and we'll show off some of that bed shed truck, some of their front end systems. There's heaps of stuff to go through with those guys. So get over there and make sure you like their Facebook and stuff as well, and watch out for all the stuff that they're posting and their builds. Right, what else we got to talk about?
Where we were. We went to the GC600.
GC600. I should have done some photos of where we were in the middle of the track. We had a couple of people come up, a couple of selfies. That was cool.
Yeah.
So
we had there's a few posts on Instagram and Facebook of the track as well when we were out there. So
yeah, we had a great spot in the middle of the track there in Pacific Street. The car show wasn't as big as it has been in previous years that I've certainly been out there. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a gap in the middle, which sort of split up the car show at the top from Lloyd's to the car show that were some of the other clubs and Raceline, PJR were all involved in, but there was a bit of a gap in between, which usually that's full right through. So hopefully they come back with more cars next year.
Yeah,
that's what we want to see. But you know, it is what it is, and it was a good time. We got some good stories. I think we got a few interviews and stuff as well. Anyway, didn't we?
Plenty.
We still didn't get Mark on camera. Handful. Plenty of time there. Mark, you got to get on camera. Everyone wants to see that. So, but we did get some of the other guys on. Benny with the Tirana, the other Tirana with Ado. Yeah, there's some cool stuff there. And some of the other PJR cars. There was Reese had just done that build. Ben Locke, his...
Two Aggro.
Yep. And yeah, there's heaps of different ones that we had a chat to. Some of the Gold Coast Muscle Car Club as well, Brian.
Yep.
And his HK.
And Gilly.
And Gilly, HJ. How can we forget the HJ? So we've got heaps of interviews and stuff coming in that video. But we've still got Harrigan's to come out.
Yeah.
There was a car show at PJR. We've got that video to come out, and then we've got the Gold Coast 600 to come out. Plus everything we shoot this weekend.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll get out to a few this weekend. Auto 1. We'll be at Auto 1 Browns Plains. There's so much on this weekend. On Saturday night, there's just heaps on.
Yeah, there is.
It's a real popular night, Saturday night, and we're spoilt for choice, and unfortunately there's so many I would like to get to. But we've made our pick, and we'll be heading to Auto 1 Browns Plains, Show and Shine, because we do love that one. We always get out there, and they're big supporters of ours as well.
Yeah, they are.
So we always appreciate that.
We've got another one in the house as well. Mad Kiwi's here as well. He said, "Oh my God, bloody Bogans."
That's us, Car Bogans.
And we've got a few comments as well. I'll catch up quickly. Shane says, "Great costumes." Bevan says, "Oh damn, the gun show unit."
It is a unit. I don't know about a gun show, but definitely a unit.
Mafia Boys World says, "Best costumes ever, boys." Lynn says, "Great look." Carl said, "Everyone's hiding inside eating the lollies, meant for the kids." Scott.
We're waiting for anyone to knock on this door. They'll get a shock, won't they?
Scott said, "Looking good, boys. I'm dressed up as a dirty tradie."
He's doing well.
Jeff said, "Where's your carton of VB?"
Yeah, we did say that. Needed one, didn't we?
Jamie Annabelle. He says, "Anyone familiar with Spook Hill at Mount Cotton?"
Spook Hill? No. I've just obviously drove up through Mount Cotton today. Jamie would know that because I was up at Capella Bar with him. And Spook Hill, no. You'll have to tell us that story. You can type away now. Put it in comments. I need to know where that is. We'll check that out.
And Carl said, "Lolly's Reese in here." He was definitely having a good time there at the GC600.
Yeah, yes, he was.
And Johnny said, "Sadly, I didn't see much of advertising for the GC600." And Will's in the chat. He says, looking gorgeous as always, lads.
Always.
Thank you very much.
Always. All right. Before I jump into the next slide too, website. We've got some news around something we did this week.
Yep.
And hopefully you can bring it up.
Yep. I'll throw out the link there for anyone who wants to jump in.
So we created a website.
Caden H says, what about a VX SS twin turbo?
Oh yes. That sounds good.
And Doc Death, first visit of trick-or-treaters. Now I'm 2 kilograms lighter on treats. 8 kids at once.
Yeah, I'm
Said
glad we
awesome-
didn't get too many
awesome-
here. I didn't want to give away all my
Awesome
chocolates.
dudes need to get a TV.
Get on TV.
Oh, hang on. F me, some dudes need to get a TV. There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Now I read it right. And Mafia Boys said, how scary was Scotty McLaughlin's crash at GC600?
Man, that was huge.
Hmm.
That was huge.
And how about the people who were in an apartment just above and had some suspension parts
the
smash
shocking-
the table?
Yeah, spring shock gone up and smashed a wooden table
Yeah.
as well. So that was pretty epic.
I'll throw up this one quickly. That's the join the chat, guys. If you're in and you don't know how to join the chat, just click that little live chat button, and
Please
you'll
drop
be
us a
in
comment.
the chat.
Yeah, drop us a comment.
But we'll flick over to this one. This will show our website off.
So we've done the website this week. We've thrown that up there. See what you reckon. It was a Tyler's been slack. He's supposed to be building it, but we did the cheats version, and I went and jumped on GoDaddy while I was waiting for him and just made one. So
I'm just flicking through all the pages here. This will give you guys a quick little look
yeah.
on what
I
it
can
is.
see it. So but yeah, we made the website. We've got merch on there now.
Good
as well.
timing. I've just changed over to that page.
Perfect. Yeah, you can get on there and grab some Overtaking Lane merch. There's our donation button on there as well.
Take a look at
There's
these hoodies.
gallery as
I'll
well.
get 16 of these. That's going to cost me $960.
Oh,
But that's just 16 of them though.
that sounds good. Do what a 16. There's lots of different stuff on there. There's a gallery. That's where I was going with that. There's a gallery.
I'll
and
switch over to that one in a second. I'm just showing off the events.
Oh, events as well. Yeah, so if you've got an event that you want listed, obviously have a look at what we've got in the other events that are there, and that's the sort of detail that we need from you. Email that across to us. All our contact details are on the Contact Us page, but it's info@overtakinglane.com.au. You can send it through to there, and we'll put your events up on the website as well, and we'll give them a shout out. But people can go on there and check it, and we'll start to build that. There's only a couple in there at the moment because we only created the website this week, but we'll start to fill the events up. We'll start to put our current new videos up on there as well, and gallery. The other one's the gallery.
I'm on the gallery now.
So the gallery, happy to put some readers' rides on there. Send us a picture of you in your car, and we'll get it up there. I reckon that'd be cool to get some of our viewers' cars up on that page on the gallery.
And there's
we've
also a
got
videos tab there, so
Yep.
you can flick through and have a look at the videos on there. And then there's a contact us if you guys want to send us
Contact
a message.
us. Yeah, there's the donate page if because you see Tyler needs a cart to VB, and he's got to he's got to fork out, look after the maintenance at Shazza and all those payments. But yeah, there's some cool stuff on there. But that's the website. So check that out, and yeah, we'll keep building on it. That's all I got on the website, isn't it? All right, moving on. We got
some more comments. Johnny said somebody got a shocking surprise from that crash.
yes.
Lynn's had 43 kids through, all trick and treated out.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Miss Wendy, haha, look at you hotties. And Wicked as, have you got singlets?
No, not yet. Coming. We've just got the first two things on there. But we've got singlets. We'll have stubby holders for your VBs, stickers, and any other suggestions. Throw them our way, and we'll see what we can do to get them on there. But we got some merch or something in a bag. Come to
Get a
us.
couple more while you switch over to the next slide and get to that.
Well, I thought we'd do mailbag.
Yeah, I just got a couple more comments.
Oh, well, you do the
We got
comments.
Jamie Annabelle says, through at least the 70s and 80s, many would visit Spook Hill. Your car will mysteriously roll up hill for reals.
Oh, yeah,
Spooky.
okay. Okay.
There you go.
There's a hill the same on Prince Henry Drive at Toowoomba
Okay.
called Magnetic Hill, and you go up the hill and you put your car in neutral, handbrake off, and it won't move.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Jeff says, "Hey Dave, you look like a slick villain." Lol. Caden says, "You come across any EH Falcons barra swapped?" We haven't. I don't think we have we? Have we? I don't know.
Oh, geez, so many cars now. And I've seen a lot of different barra swaps.
Yeah.
There's a possibility.
Possibly.
We have.
Who knows?
There's a possibility we have. I can't think of it now, but
Carl says, "Lucky you don't have any shady websites bookmarked there, Tyler." Oh, it's a good thing it's not my computer anyway. So. Mafia Boy says, "Incognito mode not found." G'day, Stephen Jackson. How you going? Welcome. And Doc Def new website. I like it. I need a new hoodie. Well, jump on to overtakinglane.com.au and you can pick yourself up a hoodie.
Do you want to open them up?
Yeah, sure. Let's kick into it.
So we.
And Johnny says, "Good sized tats on your arm there, Dave."
They're getting there. They got some work to go.
Mhm.
It's been a lot of years since I've had all the other side to go yet. But it's come from Octane Apparel. Shirts 247.
Mm-hmm.
I've sent us something, but that's Octane Apparel. That's who that's from. Open it up. Do the honours. What do we got?
Bust it open.
Feels like some shirts.
I don't know. Maybe it's a new part for my Falcon.
New part today. There's no carton in there.
There we go.
We got some stickers.
We've got some high octane stickers.
Oh,
That one's a little
yes.
bit bent.
We need one maybe up here.
No.
High Octane.
Couple of bigger
guys.
stickers and some smaller ones.
Thank you, High Octane. Check that out.
And we've also got some shirts here.
Motorsport and photography. We've got some shirts. I
What have we got
knew
here?
there was some shirts. So I prepared a slide.
Oh, there you go. Well, we got this one here.
Octane.
Octane. That's all it says.
What's on that?
There's stuff on the back, guys. It says all limiter.
All limiter. That's the way. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. I like that. I'll put the slide up actually because I know all about those new shirts. And boom.
There's
Got a
this
slide
one.
for that.
Slightly different coloured octane.
Is that
And, there's specific reason for that colour choice.
is it
It's
handful? Ah,
There we
sweet.
go.
Is that my size?
2XL.
Woo! 2XL, that's mine. Handful. There you go, Mark. I'll wear that when I see you next.
We've got some red lettering on this one.
What do
There
we
we
got? I love being blown. Is that my size?
Oh, this is your size as well.
Cool.
I think so far they've all been your size.
Are they all my size?
Probably.
Are they? No. I think you'll fit. Let's check.
There's an XL. There we go.
Ah, it's your size. Make your face
got
on
blue.
my
And we got loose. For you.
Yes.
I'm mad.
How good is that? It's time to get loose. So, thank you. Hopefully you got to see that. Like, how's the camera view on there, Tyler? You can probably
no
see
idea.
it better than me.
I couldn't see it.
If I hold that up there, is it?
It's all right.
Can you see that all right?
Maybe hold it back a bit more so it's in the light a bit.
In the light, back here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's better.
Octane Apparel. So, so you can find these on High Octane Motorsport and Photography's website.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go. Check that out. That's the handful shirt. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty happy about getting that.
You got the handful and the blind one, and I got the all limiter and the.
I got a handful of blown. What? Okay. Yeah, there, let's leave that there. That's cool. That's very cool. Well, might have to cover up the guns. So, very cool. Thank you guys. Thank you to New Octane Apparel range. So this is a new range.
Mm-hmm.
It's out there. This is not everything they've got. They've got some others. You can get things like I googled my symptoms and it turns out I just need to send it. You've got caution, may tip in without warning.
Rod it.
There's heaps on there. Other stuff as well. Keep an eye on Octane Apparel
Mm-hmm.
for all the other different bits and pieces, not just shirts, but shorts and all other bits and bobs as well. So thank you so much to the guys from there. We'll be wearing those in some upcoming videos, so you get to see them.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool. What do you reckon? I'm pretty chuffed.
We got a couple more comments. Will thought that said G-Stain. I don't know which one. Which one do you think said G-Stain? Ideas Automotive says, will you guys be at Joe's Diner or Cars and Coffee Cooperoo this weekend? Love the channel.
This weekend, we would love to be at Joe's Diner because we were at the last Joe's Diner, but we will be at Auto 1 Browns Plains Show and Shine. So
yeah, we already made that commitment.
We'd already made
months
that commitment.
Ago, yeah.
So we'll be at that one, and possibly we'll hit up the next Joe's Diner for sure. And we won't make that Cars and Coffee because we'll be out at the Drag Challenge weekend as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be up at Lakeside on Sunday, and out at Willowbank on Friday night. But then Saturday we won't make Warwick, so we'll miss one leg of the Drag Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it.
Yep. So
that's where we'll be.
And Natalie says, "Hey guys, get a haircut and a real job."
Hey, how's this not a real job? Enjoying the car shows. Well done. Yeah. Well done.
And Johnny says Christmas is coming up. That's a good point.
Christmas is coming up, so you can get a shirt or you can get an Overtaking Lane shirt now too. From
you can get both.
Website. You could get both. Why not? Why hold back? One for each of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get some more stuff. I saw a like kids, babies, bibs and stuff for Overtaking Lane as well. We've gone too far. We'll be at it. As I said,
Auto 1 Drag Challenge.
Yeah, so come and see us at those. All right, let's jump into some stories.
Mm-hmm. First up, we got the most haunted car cemetery.
The haunted car cemetery. Yeah, this is the biggest known car cemetery in the world, I believe, and it's in Belgium.
It's the Chatillon Car Graveyard. Probably said that wrong.
The what? The what?
Chatillon?
That's not what I thought you said, but you're lucky. So it doesn't say how many cars that are out there though, does it? But it's one of the largest in the world, they believe.
Mm-hmm. It was. They believe that the motors were left behind by U.S. soldiers stationed in Belgium during the war.
During World War II, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
This one. So it's pretty spooky. It's not a news story, this one, but I just, it's hard to come up with Halloween-themed car stories. So I did my best. I think this one's a news story back from about 2014 on worldtruth.tv. So found a little bit about it, and you know any more, or is that it?
I don't know any more. The story's closed on me, so I can't see anything.
You've done it.
It's,
when the war was over, they said the troops returned home. They decided to leave their automobiles in the forest as they couldn't afford to ship them all the way to the US. The soldiers were hoping to come back and collect their cars some days, so they parked them all nicely, hidden up amongst the trees. Years passed, but none of the abandoned vehicles were ever retrieved by their owners. On the contrary, the collection of cars only grew as other vehicles were also dumped in the area over the years. And it's said that some of the vehicles were also left by American soldiers who were on tours at later dates. So they would go over for a tour and then leave their car there again.
There you go.
But that's the whole story about it. But then there's another thing that says, although that version sounds interesting and romantically true, it may be completely wrong. And the Chatillon natives don't believe that that's true. They say that the Chatillon car graveyard is nothing more than a scrapyard, and that cars rusting there were all made after the exodus of the American troops. At some point, they say there were 4 such cemeteries around the village with up to 500 dead vehicles. But it's like a spooky traffic jam in the forest.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Something different.
And they're all getting covered by moss.
So I reckon there's about 500 vehicles there, I think.
So, there you go. A haunted car cemetery. There's our spooky story number 1.
Yeah.
Anyone else got their spooky stories? Do we know a car story? We know
We've
it
got
was a horror movie. What car horror movies have we got out there? So you might know a spooky car story, but what car horror movies are there? The most famous one that I know is Carrie, Stephen King.
I haven't seen it.
So you haven't seen it?
That's another one.
This is something about you and not seeing old movies, isn't it? It's not the Avengers. So you might have to check that one out.
Maybe.
Right. Did you say you had a comment?
Yeah, we
Before
got a
go to the
few
next one?
comments. Johnny Skidfig says those shirts would make great presents.
They did make great presents
They
for
did.
us.
Yeah.
Thank you from Ryan and Ben and all the crew at High Octane.
Johnny says rust in pieces. And Scott says about your bibs. He said, "Yeah, guys, that's going too far. Too far is good."
Too far is good. Why not?
And Mafia Boys says, "Have you watched the Skyline GTR record being broken? Metro GTR went 665 at 218.
I
It
haven't
was
seen that.
uploaded today. I haven't seen it.
No,
I haven't seen it
we were
either.
looking for good stories today and we were struggling.
Hmm.
We're struggling for good car news stories. That would have been a great one. Maybe we'll have to do something on that next week because we didn't see that at all.
That's very quick though."
Oh yeah.
And Jeff says Christine, and Johnny also says Christine.
Yeah.
Fury from Hell.
Not Carrie. Yeah, it's Christine. It's the right move. They're correcting me. Carrie was the chick, the high school girl.
There you go. Fury from
Damn.
Hell
What do I know?
as well.
Yes,
John
Christine was the Stephen King.
And,
and
Troy,
Fury from Hell's
how you going, Troy? Said, "Hello, gents, looking good."
Always. And
I groomed my hair up for this show tonight.
yeah, did it all special. So spooky car stories. So then we had to find some more. So I did find some more. I found 3 stories about cars that were pretty spooky.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this one was pretty spooky too. Did you see this one?
Shazza.
Oh, that was your car.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah, it was
Up.
me.
That was you in your AU.
Yeah.
Damn. I thought that was a spooky bloody car story, the AU Falcon.
Didn't you hear me in AC/DC blaring?
Shook me all night long. Oh, funny stuff. No, that's not our spooky car story. I should move over onto the story and then I'll get rid of that one. So it's not the AU Falcon, although that's damn scary. What we got? Okay, yep.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a spooky car story, and yes, it is a Clio.
Mm-hmm.
The story is about a Clio. Have you any idea? You've even read these stories yet?
I haven't. No, I've been away.
You've been out with Shazza.
And Jeff says another was called Duel. And Mafia Boys World, I'll get the link. No worries, mate. Jump in the Discord. That's the easiest way to post links. That way we can check it out after the show.
Yeah. Is there a link to Discord?
I did. I threw it up there.
Cool.
All over it. And Mori George says, so the first Kingsthorpe show and shine is on in early November. We'll let you know the date before the next episode.
Yes, please do. Please do, because I haven't seen that one come up. So the first story is about a Renault Clio. You got something funny?
Yeah, Johnny says Christine was a Plymouth Fury. And Tyler, AU doing. And Scott says, yep, AU scariest.
It's scary. Yeah. Good one. The Renault Clio. So the Renault Clio, even though it is a scary car, just if you don't thought it's probably worse than an AU than a Renault Clio. But maybe they're not. Maybe we shouldn't bag out the Clio. But there was a story over in all 3 of these car stories I think come from Cape Town, South Africa. So anyway, according to eyewitnesses, a family was sound asleep and they were awakened by the roaring sound coming from their yard. When they rushed outside, they were terrified to see the guests, their out-of-town guests that they had staying with them, who had a four-door Renault, was crashing into trees and fences and driving around the yard. First they thought that someone was trying to steal the vehicle, but then to their shock they realised that nobody was behind the wheel. Before they could run and call the authorities, however, the Renault runaway just suddenly stopped moving and just settled down. So, but it didn't finish there. They did call the police because they were concerned about, I don't know what they were reporting to the police. Hey, my car's going to steal itself. But they did arrive, and they found everything was still quiet and still,
Mhm.
and thought these people were obviously weirdos. And then before they went to leave, the car started itself up and began to bounce up and down on its wheels, then careened backwards until it collided with a tree, at which point it then fell silent. When the owners, they then contacted Renault, and the company advised that that particular make sometimes develops starter motor problems.
Interesting.
So,
And that was the only explanation that anyone ever came up with for the Renault that would not stay parked.
so there you go. That's the Renault, the spooky Renault Clio story.
And what have we got? A couple more comments. Natalie says, "Who would have thought one of those Ford slow sellers now a collector's item?"
Well, the AU.
Hmm.
Oh, I despise anyone wanting to collect the AUs though. But yeah, it's because it's become this like whole thing. We did a story
It's like
about
a
it early
cult
on.
thing, yeah.
It's a cult thing now because they started like a meme war on the AUs, and now everyone is like, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
Well, not everyone, but a big
People in the
following.
cult. People in the cult.
Yeah, and they had a big. We reported on the AU.
The
Falcon,
AU factory. Yeah, people wanted to storm the AU factory and start
the
it up
Ford
again.
factory and the AU Falcons and have a big AU meet. So
And George says, "I always spin out when you park your car on a hill on Prince Henry Drive and it doesn't move."
he knows it. Yeah.
And Trevor says, "Maximum Overdrive is a good car/truck gory movie with music by AC/DC."
Maximum Overdrive. All right. I'm not sure. I've seen that.
And Scott says, "I just can't imagine a Clio roaring."
Yeah. Well, we're running into trees and fences. Yes.
Hmm.
The next one, I thought I had a different one, but apparently it's that one. So that's actually my third car, but it's come up as my second one. I hope I didn't miss one.
Yeah, I think you did.
Did I skip one? Let me just try. Back. No, Clio. No. Got the Clio. No, it's not there.
Maybe it is there somewhere, and you just.
Well, we'll tell the story if it doesn't come up, but we'll do the story next one, which is about James Dean and his Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
So James Dean did die at the wheel of a Porsche 550 Spider, which was known as Little Bastard, and that's what he called it anyway.
Mhm.
That James Dean did, and one of his fellow actors, Alec Guinness, he played Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars. He warned James Dean not to have anything to do with that car. He said, "If you get in that Porsche, you will be dead by next week." That's what he said to him. Obi-Wan Kenobi said to him, "You will be dead in a week if you get in that Porsche." And 7 days later, the Spider, with Dean behind the wheel, collided with a Ford Country Squire station wagon. And he did pass away.
Yeah.
After Dean's demise, the remains of the Spider was bought by Californian physician William Estrick, who put the engine in a revamped Lotus that he loved to race. Estrick lent some of the other parts to a friend and colleague known in records as Dr. McHenry, and McHenry later died when his own race car, which included some of the parts from the cursed Spider, went out of control. Estrick himself was also involved in some nasty scrapes while driving the Porsche Lotus Hybrid. There's countless other tales about Dean's ill-fated Porsche, some of which are better documented than others, but according to one account, the wreckage of the car fell on a worker while it was being hoisted by a crane, shattering both his legs. And another story was the entire wreckage oddly vanished while in storage. What was left of the Little Bastard, they ended up in the hands of Hollywood auto with George Barris, who he built the Batmobile for the 1960s TV version of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And he was known as a master showman, but it is alleged that a lot of the spooky stories about that car were fabricated by him to create publicity around the car.
Whether this is true or not, we will never know. The possibility of a car carrying a curse inspired by the late great actor, however, is enough to send a chill up the spine of anyone alive or otherwise.
Definitely.
There you go. And Ardiz Automotive says, what about, he said before you started the story, what about James Dean's cursed Porsche story?
Got it. There you go. You ask it and we'll deliver.
And I think he had one of the Supras in the video
Have I got the next car?
as well. In the last Joe's Diners video, he had one of the Supras. One of those Supras that I spent ages filming. 'Cause I love
Oh.
Supras.
Who did?
Ardiz owns one of them.
Ah, yeah, I was gonna say
Commented on the video. Ardiz commented on the video about owning one of the Supras. It's awesome.
There you
Love
go,
to have a
you know
chat about it in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I do have the other car.
Close my chat. Whoops.
Lost the chat. I've got the other car.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I closed the story. Hang on, I'm not having a good time.
man, you're good at that tonight. So this one is about a car from, well, it was the cursed car of the Archduke Ferdinand, and this one dates back to World War One. So they believe that tragic events create negative form of energy, and the force is possible to soak into objects around it and cause unexplained things to happen for years afterwards. That's what they say, and that's, they believe, is what's happened with this car, because it's the only reasonable explanation for the history of this unlucky automobile.
Mm-hmm.
So in the first years of the 20th century, it was a hotbed of international tensions, and it was ready to go into all-out war. And it was only, all the nations were ready, just needed an excuse to start shooting at each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a political radical from Yugoslavia provided that reason on June 28th, 1914, when he killed Franz Ferdinand, the Austrian nobleman. Rode along in his graft and stiffed open motor car, and he got killed.
Mm-hmm.
And opposing powers quickly lined up against each other, plunging Europe and later the United States into World War One. So this car was in fact part of the reason for World War One.
Oh, there you go.
So a lot of deaths were related to that car. That's well-known facts,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't know that shooting was only the first in a long series of tragedies to befell the owners of the car. So from 1914 to 1926, the vehicle was purchased by 12 separate individuals, all but one of whom was either killed or seriously injured while driving it.
There you go.
So the story says that one owner, a military officer, was cruising along when suddenly two persons appeared in front of him, seemingly out of nowhere. He swerved to avoid them, only to lose his life when he struck a tree along the roadside. And then even worse, he didn't avoid the pair who he swerved to save, and he ran them down as well during his fatal collision course.
There you go.
Later, the vehicle was purchased by the governor of Yugoslavia, and during that time he owned the car. He was involved in 4 accidents, one of which cost him his arm. And then later a friend purchased a vehicle boasting he would prove that this curse was nonsense. And then soon after that, he died when he flipped it over and it crushed him underneath it.
Wow.
The car later came into possession of a Swiss auto racer who also died when it mysteriously started rolling end over end one fateful day. Another purchaser was standing near the vehicle as it was being towed, only to have it fall on him, ending his life. And the final owner was most unlucky of all. He was driving it with 5 friends to a wedding when he lost control of the machine. Both he and all of his passengers were killed.
Wow.
As mentioned earlier, though, there was one fellow who bought the car and survived unscathed. So all but one.
There you go.
Physically unscathed, that is. Unfortunately, he went insane soon after the purchase of the car and spent the rest of his life in an asylum. So that string of bizarre tragedies finally ended when an Austrian museum purchased the vehicle and put it on display, and it still sits there to this day waiting for its next owner to get behind the wheel. How's that one? So that's a cool one.
There you go. Let's
So, spooky Halloween car story for that one.
we'll catch up with these comments quickly. Scott said, I've got one in the paddock. I was going to scrap it. Maybe the AU was worth saving. Nah, I'll spare the world the pain and crush it myself. Mafia Boys says, one of the best spooky car movies is an oldie called Duel. Involves a psycho in a truck trying to kill the guy in the
Yes.
car the whole movie, and Old Valiant, and you never see the person in the truck.
Yeah, I know that one. I do know that one.
There
That
you
is
go.
cool. I've been trying to... It's a car movie. It's not a spooky one, but... Two-Lane Blacktop. I've been trying to get a copy of Two-Lane Blacktop.
There you go.
So, anyone hook me up with a copy of that? I
Mhm.
want to see that one.
Jamie Annabelle says, fan request, can Dave take the cap off?
Hang on. Is that better? Can't see anything now. Hang on. That's going to get a bit annoying after a while.
Doc, you just need a mullet like me.
Yes.
Spent ages growing this. Doc Death
All
said,
afternoon.
Mafia Boys, that film, Jewel, scared the living crap out of me when I first saw it. Yeah, have you seen it, Jewel?
Yes.
Did
I
it scare you?
Yeah, I guess I'm not a... I don't get frightened easily in horror movies, I guess. So...
And yeah's in.
I just
Hi,
sunk
fellas.
into it.
Been out doing Halloween rounds with the kiddo.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. Doing the right thing. It's becoming a bit of a popular thing now,
Mhm.
isn't it? In
Yeah,
Australia?
it is. And our Diz, yeah, that was mine. Louder, his Porsche, his Supra. I read Porsche in the comment. So that Porsche actually made it onto the show Supernatural.
There you go.
And Doc Death says, "Are you lot on the Terps? Wait a sec, it's beer o'clock in WA as well."
Hey, join in. Join in.
Jamie says, "Perfect."
All right, so that's about all the spooky stories we ended
Mhm.
up with. So they weren't easy to come by. So hopefully you enjoyed our Halloween spooky stories, but we do have some normal car news now.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll try and get through those.
Relatively quickly because it's already 8:10.
Yeah,
Nearly an hour in.
rambling on.
We've only done 2 stories.
Let's get into it. We've got the top 5 cars for dog lovers. Now, why do we have to put this in?
Well,
Because
because I just got a puppy and
Someone got a
it's,
puppy.
and it's currently a puppy, but it's about this big.
So
it's
hang
gonna
on,
be
what's
probably about this big.
your little puppy? What?
It's an Irish Wolfhound cross. So like the biggest dog you can get.
It'll suit your mullet.
It'd probably eat my mullet if I had the mullet.
So we've got a story here about the top 5 cars for dog lovers.
Mm-hmm.
So, because they don't fit real well in your Mitsubishi Mirage. Or the,
No, not
or
really.
the AU. What else you got? The Getz.
Yeah, gets.
The Getz. They don't fit in the Getz too well. It's not going to
No.
soon, is it? So, some options.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to throw out? I'm rambling on with the story. Do you
Yeah,
want to
we'll
throw
see.
out some options? It's your
Yeah,
Your dog's
well,
story.
well, if anyone's got it, I'll throw it out as well. If anyone has any, or if you've got a dog as well, and you've got a car that you think is awesome for transporting your dog around, let us know in the comments. But I'll
Yeah.
quickly
Is there
quickly
some
go
laws
through these.
around utes these days, or what?
I believe so. It's got to be restrained. I think it has to be in a cage. Maybe that's not Queensland. Maybe that's other places.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right. So anyway, first car.
Mhm.
What's the first car? 'Cause I don't have
The
pictures of it.
Suzuki Jimny.
The Suzuki Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
So the little
The
Jimmy.
new one. Yeah, the new one. It's actually an awesome looking car. It's nice on the inside, but the problem is when we went to the Suzuki dealership, you got to wait a year. 12 months. That's how popular they are. They can't
really?
they can't get enough of them in Australia, so it's a 12-month wait. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
there you go. I wasn't aware of that. Did not know that at all.
So it's a nice little car. They're only a 4-seater, but the rear seats can be folded flat. You get a bit more room then, and it's a durable plastic backing, so there's no fabric for them to claw at and destroy.
Fair enough. All right.
And there's also 2 child seat anchor points fitted to the rear seats that can double as your pet's restraint buckle.
Cool.
So you get
What
a bit
else
of a
you got?
double win there. And we've got the Honda Jazz, interestingly enough. So the little Jazz is perfect for zipping around town. Even though it's on the small side, every Jazz variant comes with magic seats with the ability to fold into multiple configurations, so it'll fit a Chihuahua or a Great Dane. There you go. That's pretty impressive, actually.
That's maybe what you need.
Maybe.
But I reckon you might be more leaning towards the next one.
Paige is in the chat. She said hard pass on the Jimny.
But she says no Jimmy for you.
The Subaru XV is another top pick for adventure dogs because it's built off the same platform as the Impreza. It doesn't feel like a larger car to drive. Flagship 2.0 IS models are packed with technology like adaptive cruise control and lane departure warning, making those long weekend trips a little easier. And it's good for some light off-roading too.
What was that one?
It's a Subaru XV.
Yeah, I thought you might like the Subi.
The XV.
Hang on. I've got a couple of comments because Natalie says Mini with a sunroof in the top 5. Sure.
There you go.
What do you reckon? Mini with a sunroof? Do you fit a Wolfhound in there?
Maybe.
All right, no worries. Maury says, Tyler, Maury says he just got himself a new Rottweiler puppy.
There you go.
Natalie says tea buckets are great for the dog. Of course, plenty of air. They love the air.
Give him
True.
some goggles.
And I reckon Natalie knows where there's a tea bucket for sale.
Get us some goggles.
Yeah, definitely. That'd look cool. All right, so that's 3. You got 2 more.
We got the Tesla Model 3, a bit out of my price range. Environmentally friendly, supposedly. We've done a couple of stories on that. It's fully electric with a claimed driving range of 460 kilometres in entry-level guise, and it comes with a bunch of onboard games and gadgets just in case you get bored.
Well,
So-
for the dog, you've got to
Yeah.
play some online games.
And while locking animals in the car is almost always frowned upon, the Model 3 comes with a dog mode, which keeps the climate control running and displays a "My owner will be back soon" message on the 15-inch touchscreen.
Oh, okay, that's different. Right.
And last but not least, we've got the Toyota Hilux.
Would this be your pick?
No, I don't want a Ute.
Don't want to eat?
No, I don't think I want a Ute.
Goes with the hair. It's a cute looking-
Grows out.
Definitely a style side.
Jump on the.
Might be a
You
ton.
get a tonner. Yeah.
All right. So tell
Yeah.
us about the Hilux. Why the Hilux?
It's the top selling dual cab Ute in the country right now. But the Hilux isn't just a favourite with the tradies. It's also great if you've got a rather smelly dog. Your dog prefers to feel the wind in his hair, or you're taking a pup somewhere to
bucket.
swim.
Tea bucket.
Yeah.
That works for that too.
Chuck it in the tray securely, and you won't have to vacuum and shampoo the seats after every trip. And Jeff says, "See, Suzuki still cool."
Yeah, he's got some Suzukis running around on his
Yeah.
channel from when he had his on Queensland hardcore 4-wheel drive.
And Scott said, "Great Dane." This is to the Honda Jazz. He said, "Great Dane, maybe Irish Wolfhound, no way."
Won't do it.
And Natalie says, "Sidecar."
Yeah, on the bike. Well, you can't fit the missus in as well.
Yeah.
That'll be hard.
And George says, "I have a Colorado to cart the dog. Has a tray and full canopy. Laws state a dog in a Ute has to have at least half of the tray covered from the sun."
There you go. There you go. That's the law. That's what you were wondering.
And Mafia Boys World says the Nissan Cube has a plastic floor, so easy cleaning if your dog has accidents.
I like the cubes.
They are pretty cool. And Jeff says our Staffy's right in the aircon in our Lux.
Sally said no to the cube. I wanted to buy a cube. Pimp it out. Sally said no.
And Fugu says the Google car for Canine, of course.
Yes. Yes, the in joke there. Rexy. Definitely. All right. Next story.
Yes, this one
Go through.
this one caught my eye. It was actually awesome.
This story.
Yeah. So Audi A1.
So you'd rather put your dog in this car?
Oh, for sure.
Audi A1.
All 294 kilowatts of V8 eating power.
V8 eating power.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. Tell us about this V8 eater.
Well, it's a little hatchback, hot hatch. It's built by ABT, which is
They've taken the Audi.
yeah, and they've built it. They've built on it. So
Now,
it's
would this be a concept car?
probably not. It's probably something that you can take to them, and then they build the package for you for
Okay.
a price. Or similar to maybe like the FQ models, which were for the Mitsubishi Evos, which
Yeah.
were, I don't believe they brought them out in Australia. I'm pretty sure they were just a UK thing. That was like you could buy like an FQ 300, FQ 350, or an FQ 400, and they had different power levels and different mods done to them from the factory. Like this company had purchased them in, they put the mods on it, and they sell it for a slightly higher price.
Okay. All right. So, these are going to be in Australia, though. Can we get them here? That'll be the next question.
I have
Do you
no
know
idea.
that? You don't
I don't know that. No.
I'm asking too many hard questions.
Yeah,
294 kilowatts on
out
tap.
of a 2-litre inline 4-cylinder turbo engine.
Okay, turbo.
Mhm.
That engine comes from the TT Cup race car.
Mm-hmm. It also produces an additional 40 kilowatts on top.
It's been tweaked from the
yeah.
TT Cup car. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And well, they didn't bother just doing any just the standard exhaust kit or anything. They went stainless steel straight pipe,
Straight pipe. Okay. That
Yep.
sound.
keeping its
Bit of a
vocal range,
gurgle.
as unhinged as the racing car which it came from.
Okay.
Complementing the power bump, the A1 1-of-1 handling is tweaked with a whole revamped suspension system with lowered H&R springs, bigger brakes, and 265 with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tyres. It also seems the A1 is still front-driven, as no mention is given to a swap to all-wheel drive. And underbody shots in the video also show no sign of a conversion.
Okay. Now they call it a 1-of-1 though.
Yeah, so possibly not actually.
So they're not going to make it in production.
Maybe this is just something to say. This is something we can do.
So if I believe that they're saying this is what you can get out of an Audi, and this was them like sort of proof of concept type thing. So it is a 1-of-1, and that they won't be producing it for us. So
yeah, so and
that is a little bit
they've got
but
they've got the wider body kit as well, the wing.
Yeah.
Carbon fibre wing, that is. It gives it a bit of a rallycross look. It's got a 19-inch ABT ERF wheels.
Looks good.
Mm.
Looks good.
And they've got these internally mounted golden aero rims that is reminiscent of classic racing aero wheels and pays homage to Formula E race cars, Daniel ABT's current motorsports chariot.
I thought they looked a bit different. Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting, but not going to be on the market for us. So
yeah,
I guess you could do that if you had an Audi A1. You could get that out of it yourself, right?
Yeah. Well, look, there was a bit of a missed opportunity though. They could have threw in the 370 kilowatt TTRS engine.
Would have been a bit more impressive.
Yeah.
All right. Next story. Let's move on. Let's move away from the Audi. What do we got? Oh, we got the Hyundais. The Hyundais seem to make a few stories in our news lately because they're bringing out. Well, they were in last week's too, right? The i30. No, not the i30. The what was it? The Drift Bus.
Yeah, the Drift Bus last week.
They had the Drift Bus last week. But yeah, we got the hot Veloster N. They are going to talking about dropping this out in SEMA. Or unveiling it for SEMA, and the Veloster is a pretty nice car. Now, the Veloster N, to my understanding, has been produced overseas for some time. They've been doing one over there, but they just don't do the N brand in the Veloster in Australia. They do it in the i30. They do it in the Fastback most recently. They did it in the Drift Bus, which is one of. But now they're unveiling a new, harder N model in the Veloster, right? And that's going to be at SEMA. Maybe Grant, if you're over at SEMA, you can check this out. Mightn't be your usual style,
but as usual with a lot of these N models, Australia isn't on the list so far.
We're not going to get the Veloster
so far though.
I like the Veloster much nicer than the shape, the body styling is much nicer than the i30, and the performance for the price range in this N series is quite impressive, right? For a $40,000 hot hatch, you know, this is a perfect little runaround car for your daily.
Yeah, it is.
How awesome would it be to have one of these? Chuck it in N mode and do a bit of track work.
He's Yes donated $5 through Super Chat and he's given us a beer emoji.
Yes, beer emoji, perfectly. He's like, here you go, guys, my shout. Have one. Tyler, that goes towards Tyler's carton of VB.
There's a few people commenting saying the Audi is all-wheel drive. They said in this article that it's front wheel.
There you go. I have no idea on that Audi. I have no comment. Anyway, back to the Veloster. What else do we know about the Veloster? What's new? It's got coilovers, anti-roll bars, chassis bracing, Alcon forged brake calipers, 6-piston fronts, 4s in the rear. All top-of-the-line mods, and 19-inch Oz Racing wheels. What else we got? Pirelli P0s come as well.
Corsa tyres, yep.
Yep, they come standard.
A Capristo catback performance exhaust with anodized tips. It should make for more of an aggro rumble.
They have a bimodal type one in the i30N, so I'd assume they're doing the same thing. So when you put it in N mode, it opens up the exhaust and gives it a completely different sound. But yeah, look, they're just a cool looking car, right? The big red start button on the inside. And so
and
anyone's over at SEMA and talking to them, push them to bring one over in Australia.
Yeah, lots of Alcantara everywhere.
There you go. I think that it's quite a
And
nice
some
style
and some.
car.
I'm not even going to pronounce it. They got some racing seats in there. Also with Alcantara.
Some Sebelt racing seats. We'll go with.
All right, sounds good. And well, we got a few more comments. Scott says there are plenty of Golf Rs making more power, same 2-litre motor.
Yeah, okay. Then the Audi.
Mm-hmm.
So it's-
Little bit easier to
it
put
looks
it.
nice,
Little bit
yeah.
easier to put it down in those Golf Rs though, because they do have the all-wheel drive.
yeah.
So in the front-wheel drive, you put too much power, you're probably just going to
Torque
spin it
steer.
forever.
Torque steer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okio 20 Racing says I would rather walk. Possibly
fair.
thinking that's to the Audi because that was round vent.
Could be the Hyundai too. Not many people are fans of the Hyundai badge, but I think for the car that you get for the pricing, it's not too bad. So
Yeah.
if you're into the hot hatch scene, look, I'd get one. I would go for an N series. I would push.
I
to
like
get
the
one
Ford
for an
Focus RS.
I'd like one for a daily.
Hmm.
Like a cool little daily. Zip around on the weekends, do a bit of track time.
Get the Focus RS. Got to get the drift button and get my mullet flowing out the window.
Well, it doesn't quite suit that car, but yeah, no worries. All right, next story.
Yep.
We
Kick
good?
it over. Kick it over. We've got a couple of comments. Rat Finks in the chat. G'day. Happy
Hey,
Halloween from
Daytona
Daytona
Beach.
Beach. Love the costumes, gents.
Happy holidays.
Mhm.
Yes, we're enjoying
And,
our
Rob
Halloween
Hill's in
holidays.
here as well. Just joining now.
Hey,
Welcome.
Rob. How you going?
Zip
Been a while
ties in.
since you've seen us. It's been so long since you've seen us, Rob. But look at us. We've just hair's
We've
getting
let
out of
ourselves
control.
go.
Yeah.
Zip Tie says, hey, how you going? G'day, Zip Tie.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Natalie says, see me, yeah, baby.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Next year.
George says, i30, best cheap car I ever bought. There you go.
Ah. There
And
you go.
Mafia
Here's on one.
Boys World, Veloster Turbo, owned since 2012. Want Veloster N, and it's only available in the USA. Lots of angry emojis.
Is it not in Europe as well? I thought they were doing it over in Europe as well.
Possibly, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just going off guessing, really. That's all I'm doing.
And Natalie says, what cars are featured at SEMA in the Battle of the Builders? Do you guys know? We have no
We
idea.
don't. No, we don't. There's not much out that we saw where we did our news searching, unfortunately.
And,
So, but maybe Grant can flick us some.
and Mafia
some
Boys World says, Veloster, it's pronounced the Loster.
Veloster.
The Loster. The Loster.
The Loster.
And Scott Sherrington says, spin forever or hit the gutter. And Zip Tie says, Focus RS is cool. Dan Jazz, good on Hyundai. Look what that Excel turned into. That's what
It's a whole
volume
racing
sales
series
can do.
now, right?
Mm.
Racing car series. So, all right. So, autonomous cars, a thing of the future or not?
Mm.
Because there's a lot of talk about autonomous cars, and we've done some stories around autonomous cars, right? We had the Jimmy Cab on the pictures from Total Recall, that you don't know that movie. But autonomous cars, we've seen them in the movies, then there's talk around them. Then we get things like the lane assist and all the other bits and pieces, right? But
Mm-hmm.
now there's some speculation that it may never be something of the future.
Mm.
So
when I was in at uni, when I started uni, I did the little was it the open day there.
Yep.
They were talking about driving. They were developing their own. They were talking about it by 2020. So they were gonna have this thing
that's what
coming
they're saying, right? The Gaysayers are saying the roads in 2020 will be choked full of self-driving cars.
out. Mm.
Efficiently, self-carting, human cargo around the cities. And if you actually then go and talk to some of the big car producers, they go, no way, like not even close. So Toyota, or the Toyota Research Institute, spoke to media during the Tokyo Motor Show to share details of Japanese auto giant's plans for self-driving technology. And Toyota's future vision doesn't see bigger fleets of robotic cars becoming commonplace. They said the negative side effects of automation become more evident. The world is realising that many kinds of work we don't want to replace with human beings, even though it's a little dull, dirty or dangerous. So they're saying they don't want to, because people still want to, drive their cars and stuff as well. And certain replacement of things with autonomous systems becomes actually counterproductive. So, but the heads of TRI are just saying that nobody is even close to producing a fully autonomous car.
There you go.
So you would think Toyota knows what's out there in the market.
Mm.
And if they say that nobody's even close, then surely no one's even close.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're talking L5 autonomy, which means a car that can drive as well as a human, right, in any weather or any traffic or anywhere on the planet, without relying on map data to do so. So, they're the people that are talking about this are also founders and former chiefs of the Google's own self-driving car division. So, but they are still working. Toyota's still working on different driver aids.
Yeah.
Right. So probably not autonomous stuff, but they're still working on different lane assists and driver fatigue management systems, and bits and pieces like that. You got anything else on that one?
Not really, no. There's not a lot to it other than a couple of the comments from the chat. Mafia Boys said only USA, Europe, and Australia got the i30N.
Okay, so they're the same. There you go.
And Paulie said Velo Star.
Velo Star. Velo Star. Velo Star.
And Paulie says, I can't wait for an autonomous cars. Goddamn, traffic is boring. It's not driving, it's queuing that you have to do extra work.
Oh, yeah, I had some shockers on the M1 last week, I think it was.
And Jeff says, I don't like them
before last week's show, actually. Coming back, accidents everywhere on the M1.
And Jeff said, I don't like them if I'm not in control of them.
I like to drive. Traffic jams
Okio 20 said, Okio 20 Racing, have a drink, let the car get you home. Other than that, meh.
Yeah. That's the thing. I bet you still can't have a drink. You still have a blood alcohol limit because you'll still be in charge of a motor vehicle.
Yeah. So. And Jamie Annabelle says autonomous cars, catch a train. Johnny Skidpig says or a bus. And Paulie says train doesn't go to the exact location I want it to. And Mafia Boys says not if you live in Sydney, James. # city fail.
There you go. All right. Next story. The Ram Rebel concept. Where we got more
and Grant says, Natalie says we need drivers.
Always want drivers. Got to have drivers.
And Dan Jazz says autonomous function on cars I've worked on doesn't really work, not consistently enough anyways.
We'll keep an eye on it and see what happens, because when we spoke to our friends out at the MTAQ, they were possibly setting up like an autonomous car.
Well, that's for just like auto braking and those sorts of features.
Working on
the calibration.
Okay.
So if those cars have an accident, then they've got to fix those sorts of things and recalibrate the whole thing.
So it's about teaching the future auto industry to be able to work on those cars. We'll keep an eye on that anyway, and MTAQ I think will probably have plenty of information around that sort of stuff for us, because they work a lot of the stuff on the technology side as well, don't they? Yeah. And they have they've got a new app coming up that
Tumoto.
Yeah, we've got to keep a close eye on.
And Troy's mentioning about the Honda Jazz from earlier. He says Jazzes are perfect for pugs.
For pugs, I fit. Wolfhounds, not so much.
And Paulie says, I'm out early tonight. Thanks, sexy blokes. These new hosts are way hotter. Mullets for life.
We need these every week. Mate. Need these every week. All right. Ram Rebel. Let's move on with our stories. Let's move through these stories. What do we got? We got the Ram Rebel.
And this is what I need.
All right. Tell us about the Ram Rebel.
This has got the flowing mullet. They're debuting this at at SEMA, the Ram 1500 Rebel OTG concept.
Yep.
Concept is the big word here, because we don't know whether it'll become a thing yet or not. What happens? But
it's going to be on the Mopar stand, right?
Yeah. At this year's SEMA, so it's off. The OTG stands for off the grid. So it'll be standing alongside 13 other custom concept cars and plenty of new 4x4 accessories built by the FCA-owned company, which is Mopar. It'll be joined by a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, dripping in a Mopar kit, a reimagined 1968 Dodge D200 series pickup called the Mopar Lowliner concept, a Gladiator Scrambler, Gladiator J6 Moab concepts, and plenty more.
Okay.
So Mopar, as we said, will have a total of 14 customised vehicles in addition to a smorgasbord of equipment. So that'll be in the South Hall for anyone who's heading over to SEMA to check that out. So Mopar's constantly expanding, but this one here, so it's using the 3-litre V6 Eco Diesel powered, the 2020 Ram 1500 as a base.
Mm-hmm.
The Rebel OTG has been granted a 2-inch Mopar concept lift, as well as bedlock wheels wrapped in 30 bedlock. Sorry, it's the Sunnies. Beadlock wheels wrapped in 35-inch Goodyear rubber. Protection is afforded via flares and step assist rock rails, while a concept rear bumper adapted from a Ram 1500 Tradesman relocates the exhaust and improves the vehicle's departure angle. Mopar accessories up front include a bumper with an integrated winch, a larger grille with Ram lettering and a snorkel. Down back,
Those lights on the front are pretty cool.
down back, the rig gets a multi-function tailgate with 60/40 split swing away doors, bed rack system atop the tray, and a rooftop tent with storable ladder. Other gear also includes a battery-powered cooler, a kitchen unit with a gas-powered stove, sink and onboard water systems, storage facilities above the cabin, solar panels, and an onboard air compressor,
Yeah, right.
and
Okay.
LED lighting fore and aft.
There's a bit on there.
In addition to the winch, vehicle recovery is possible thanks to the addition of traction mats and a high-lift jack.
Okay. What doesn't it have?
Me breathing.
Need to take a breath. All right. There's that one. So obviously that'll be over there in the next few days, 5th to 8th, over at SEMA, 3-day event in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Johnny says, I'd prefer KIT, the original autonomous car.
Yeah, okay.
And Mafia Boy says, Expo 88 in Brisbane. In Brizzy, I remember sitting in KIT.
Oh,
Childhood
really?
memories. And George says, would like to see Tyler in a Ram truck. And says, where's Mad Kiwi tonight? Good point. Where is he? He was here earlier. He dropped one message and then he left. Said bloody Bogans and then he left.
Doesn't like Bogans. We turned him off. He's like tuned in and he's like, oh, who are these guys? This is not what I normally watch.
Johnny says, would he be able to get in?
So,
I think I'd be able to get in, right? Like,
in what?
into that. I'm assuming that's what he was meaning, into the Ram. Grant says, SEMA, best bring it back then. Natalie needs a new grocery getter.
Yes. Oh, that's impressive.
Doc Death says,
I'm sure she wouldn't complain.
Auto minus Smonius, they praised my 6-litre. They prized my 6-litre out of my cold dead hands. Johnny also says, Mad Kiwi, where are you, mate? Mafia Boys says, all it's missing is a Pornhub membership.
Classic, well done. Right, next story. The Suzuki Jimmy Ute.
Mm-hmm.
So you brought a story about the Suzuki Jimmy before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saying it was good for your dogs. And then there was a story about the Suzuki Jimmy Ute.
Mm-hmm.
And they did this car at the Tokyo Motor Show, right?
Yeah.
I believe. And they went to all the trouble to make this tray-back version of the little Suzuki Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
And what a waste of bloody time that was, because apparently there's nothing, they're never going to do one, and they have no plans of doing one.
Oh, next story then.
Yeah.
See
We
you
might as
later,
well move
Suzuki
on.
Jimmy. Yeah.
What was that noise?
That's
We got-
$5 from Lynn Hamilton.
Woo!
It's another super chat.
Thank you. There's 2 VBs for Tyler. There's you can afford 3 more
That's
children
one-
now with Shazza.
That's one. That's one with today's prices.
That's 3 more children with Shazza.
Jeff says, big truck, small eggplant. I drove a Suzuki Sierra, worked that out, lol.
Yes.
Mori says, breaking news, a new Pacer to be unveiled.
Yeah, I haven't seen the story yet, but I know he said he's tagged me in a story to check out.
Mm.
There's a new Pacer, and I didn't get time to get into the story, but I'll endeavour to try and find that story for next week.
Dan Jazz says, Mopar or no car. And Ratfink says, are you guys going to stream live at SEMA? I'm not going to make it this year. We won't be there this year, but next year.
Next year we're endeavouring to make SEMA, but we'll do some live streaming hopefully this weekend from out at the Drag Challenge. Bringing some action from there.
Jeff says Jimmy Ute looks good with aftermarket lift and mud tyres. Well, you won't be able to get one though.
Yeah, won't be able to get one. Apparently they.
And Mafia Boys World says and an LS.
That's what else it needs. And the Jimmy, that would be cool. Well, that's what. Yeah, we'll move on to the next story.
Okio 20 Racing's given us $5 as well in the super chat.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Legends. Excellent. We appreciate that. It really helps us out. That'll cover us towards our fuel for some of the events on the weekend. So that's awesome.
Rat Fink says cha-ching.
Cheers,
and,
guys.
Grant says, so what's on this weekend in southeast Queensland? Guys, we're almost there. We've got a couple more stories
Let's
to
bust
go.
through these stories so we can get to what's on, because Grant's been waiting. I know he's after what's happening. IndyCar back on the supercar calendar. That's our next story.
Well, IndyCar and supercars are planning a Sydney race in
Yeah,
Sydney.
because there's always talk about IndyCar coming back to the Gold Coast, right? We've been at the GC 600 all weekend, and they're saying, oh yeah, IndyCar's come back to the Gold Coast, and there's a possibility IndyCars will be back on the calendar, but in Sydney.
Yeah. And,
Not the Gold Coast.
At Sydney Motorsport Park, possible in 2021. The US IndyCar Series and Supercars could combine to begin their 2021 championships at Sydney Motorsport Park. And possibilities and permutations of a February or March 2021 date are currently being worked through between IndyCar, Supercars and the New South Wales State Government, according to a report in today's issue of Auto Action magazine.
Well, we'd love to see the IndyCars come back to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, it would be awesome. I've never actually seen them here on the Gold Coast, so I'd absolutely love to see them roll through here.
Yeah, definitely. I remember 94 or something. I was here last, but no, it might have been
2008.
2008. I was not that far back. Anyway, they used to go down as far as where the cafe is, Ground Floor 64 Cafe. So if you're ever on Gold Coast, go and check that out. Go visit Sally down at the cafe, Ground Floor 64, beside the Wax Museum.
Yeah.
They used to go down that far, so people would be always out the front of there. It would be great for the cafe because it'd make some money. We'd be happy.
But it would also mean that the Adelaide 500 would lose its traditional place at the start of the V8 Tin Top Championship.
Bring in the Indy cards, I say. Alright.
And Okio 20 says Queensland road trip this weekend, blokes.
We'll be there.
And,
we'll be there on Friday and Sunday.
Jeff says there has been custom chops to the Jimmy in Japan to make them into a ute. There you go. And Yen says 2 Great Northerns. VV pickles your liver.
Alright. Another story. Subaru.
Subaru Forester and XV E-Boxer coming early 2020.
XV. I put EV. Whoops. I put electric vehicle Boxer. EV.
Well, it is an EV Boxer.
That's why I got sidetracked, because I read the story about being EV and then I put EV up, but it's XV. XVE.
So the first electrified Subaru SUVs are to poach the RAV4 hybrid customers and capitalise on pent-up Aussie demand. So demand for hybrid cars in Australia appears to be increasing, certainly for popular SUVs, and Subaru is planning to give the people what they want. So we'll get a mild hybrid petrol electric flat 4 powertrains dubbed E-Boxer from February 2020, and although pricing has not been confirmed, Subaru is upbeat about their sales prospects. So something a little bit different.
You keen on the Forester? Would you go one of those?
Would be alright.
Go the electric version?
Why not? Hybrid,
yeah. You try it out?
Yeah, why not? Subaru wants to give us one to review. We'll definitely do it.
We'll give it a go.
I won't say no.
Yeah, why not? And we can test it out and see if your dog fits in. They certainly should. Subaru, get on it. Alright, got anything else on that one? I'm moving on.
Well, one quick thing. Both of them are powered by a 2-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine backed up by a small 13.5 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery and electric motor. The petrol engine, 110 kilowatts / 188 newton meters torque, is not particularly dynamic, but the electric motor, 10 kilowatts and 65 newton meters, will add a low-end performance boost and therefore lower fuel consumption.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
Jeff says yuck to the Subaru. And Johnny says the tram line has taken half of the Indy track, though.
It has. He's totally correct. They're saying that it'll actually go the other way. So instead of down past the cafe, they'll actually go the other way, like back over the bridge. We should be disappointed.
Yeah.
So,
Top
but there's
12.
not much else I can do because I can't get over there.
Top 12 electric utes coming to Australia. So I'd have to chop off the mullet if I was to get an electric ute, I think.
What do you got? What sort of hairstyle you got to have for an electric ute?
I don't know.
What's-
Comb
what's-
over? I don't know.
What's the haircut for electric ute, guys? Name the electric ute.
Trevor says electric 4-drive, great in water.
Yeah, no stalker will help you there. Alright, so what are the top 12 electric utes?
Well, we've got the Tesla pickup coming.
Yep.
So they're planning on releasing a pure electric full-size pickup, which they say will be priced around $50,000 US, equating to about $75,000 when it eventually lands in Australia. So that's designed to fill the gap between the Tesla's all-electric car range.
The Rivian.
The Rivian R1T.
Yeah.
So that's a US EV startup. They've already earmarked Australia as a market for their ute, and it's aimed directly at North America's top-selling vehicle, bar none, the Ford F-Series.
Okay.
So,
We'll see how it goes. Then we've
they're
got
boasting a range of 645 kilometres, and it has 560 kilowatts of power and 1,120
Actually, that's
newton
alright.
meters of torque.
That's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So
That's out of your 5.
Go those numbers again.
So hang on. So 5.5 meter long, 2 meter wide Rivian R1T dual cab has 560 kilowatts of power and 1,120 newton meters of torque. Well, 560. Let's have a look. We'll do a quick conversion.
about-
560
that's about
kilowatts
650
to horsepower. Click on this website. 750.
750.
Yeah.
Oh my god. 750 horsepower and electric.
And 640 kilometers of range.
That's
And
not
it's also
bad.
possible to charge its battery pack to allow 320 kilometers of range in 30 minutes using a DC fast charger. And it's also got a 5-ton towing rating.
5 ton.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty impressive.
And it's got a 4-wheel drive
1100
system. There you go.
meters of torque.
Four-wheel
And
drive.
That's actually impressive. We'll see how that goes. They haven't given a timeline for the deliveries into Australia on that thing, but we'll wait and see. Fisker. Fisker is another one. They're pushing to take on Tesla. And well, they got the
It'll be positioned as a
premium
premium ute, which will run well into the 6 figures, like the Rivian R1T.
So that's going to be a little bit expensive to get.
So
that
it's hardly
750
likely to
horsepower.
challenge the Ford Ranger or Toyota Hilux for market domination. So, well, we've got to obviously need to have some more affordable EV utes,
What have we
which
got?
we've got the RIC 6 and GMC Yoo-Hoo EVs.
Yoo-hoos?
Yoo-Hoo?
Yoo-hoos?
Yoo-Hoo?
So,
Less pie in the sky and more wheels on the ground are the EV utes from China, 2 of which have gone on sale recently in their domestic market. While the Navara-based RIC 6 EV and the JMC Yoo-Hoo EV are unconfirmed for Australia, another Chinese electric ute is likely, which is the Great Wall Model P.
Model P for PowerPoint.
That could be the first affordable battery electric dual cab EV ute in the Aussie market. Unveiled at the Shanghai show earlier this year, the new Great Wall Model P, which is called the Cannon in some markets but will have a different name in Australia, will arrive locally by early 2021, firstly as a turbo diesel priced from the low $30,000 mark as a single cab. While details of the new EV are scant, aside from the display model at Shanghai being rear-wheel drive only and Great Wall announcing it'll have 500-kilometre range, the Chinese company has said it will sell the EV ute here, both in pure electric and FCEV forms.
Okay.
There's
Still-
no pricing on it yet, but it's expected to be north of 50k.
So
And then we've also got the Hyundai pickup,
Okay.
which has been confirmed for Australian release around 2022, and will be offered here with a full range of body styles, drivetrains and powertrains, perhaps even pure electric. We've got the Ace Ute, which is spelt Y-E-W-T, not U-T-E, which looks really funny. I wouldn't buy one. It looks really, it looks
I should have done a
awful.
picture of that.
It's a far more affordable yet much smaller ute, and unlike the rest here, it's going to be a
Can you show
home.
that on the website? Like,
Possibly.
look at the picture of that.
Let me flick over to this one. You won't. There we go. It's up there now. That's what it looks like.
That's
The Ace
hard.
Ute.
The Ace Ute. I'm not sure about that Ace Ute. Yeah.
Flick back. It's a far more affordable yet much smaller ute. It's unlike the rest. It's a homegrown Aussie ute. Funnily enough.
So we've actually got an Aussie vehicle coming back on the market. And that's what we get.
Yeah. It has a range of just 150 to 200 kilometres, so it's not going to be the tradies' choice for work and play. The Ace EV will start its trial production of 100 vans next year in Adelaide. The fledgling company plans to build up to 15,000 vehicles a year by 2025, including not only the van, but also a ute and a small passenger car. And then we've got the Chevrolet Silverado.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. What about this next one? The
So
Silverado.
meanwhile, the
Gonna be
major
EV.
US ute brands are not sitting on their hands. GM CEO Mary Barra recently announced that GM will get on board with the EV version
Is
of
the
its big
engine
ute.
named after Mary? The
Wrong
CEO?
company.
The GM, we've named the Ford engine after the GM CEO, Mary Barrett.
While General Motors had begun alliance talks with Rivian, instead Ford has invested $700 million with the new startup EV company. Barra confirmed GM will produce a full-size electric pickup truck. What does that mean for Aussie buyers? HSV has confirmed an electric vehicle is on its agenda, and the most likely target is the full-size ute or an SUV. We've also got the Ford F-Series,
The F-Truck.
as we just mentioned. They've
The F-150,
teamed up with
right?
Rivian.
It's talking about doing a hybrid.
There's no Ranger EV in the works for any of you who are wondering that, but the F-150 are hybrid versions and also pure electric.
How many is that? I think we've done, what, 8?
I have no idea. They've committed to spending $11.5 billion over the next 3 years in building over a dozen electric and hybrid vehicles, and just last month released a video of a prototype towing a 450-ton train.
We did that story.
We've
I
got
remember that
the
story.
Bollinger B2. Michigan-based car maker Bollinger has revealed a prototype version of the utilitarian B1 SUV and B2 electric
Looks a
pickup
bit
truck.
Hummer style, doesn't it? The
Yeah, it
Bollinger?
does. It does. An electric motor. It can make up to as much as 452 kilowatts and an almighty 906 newton meters of torque.
Okay, not too bad.
We've got the Voltra e-Cruiser, which
Looks exactly like a Land Cruiser.
yeah, it does.
Looks exactly like a Toyota Land Cruiser.
Yeah, they started to use the Land Cruiser 70 series converted to electric by a
That's
South
probably why
Australian
it looks a
company.
lot like it.
Yeah, it's made by a South Australian company,
Another
Voltra,
Australian one.
and
Right.
put it to work at its Olympic Dam site in South Australia. Although BHP has just one e-Cruiser on trial, the company plans to add more to its fleet later in the year if the trial is successful. They may look to electrifying its entire fleet. We've also got the Zero Z70. So while the Voltra e-Cruiser is claimed to be Australia's first 100% electric light vehicle for underground mining, another South Australian company, Zero Automotive, has also converted Toyota's venerable 79 series Land Cruiser to battery power. So
No, there's a couple of Toyotas.
they're claiming a theoretical range of 350 kilometres and a 4-hour charge time, but is working on a 1-hour fast charging option for the Z70, which is fully Australian design, rule compliant and turnkey, meaning it's still legal and available for purchase by anyone willing to spend close to $200,000. We've got the Bortana EV, which is also a little bit Hummer looking. In a similar arrangement, Bendigo-based mining industry supplier Safescape has produced an Australian-designed and engineered electric version of the tough Brazilian-made Agrol Marua AM200 pickup, for which it holds the local distribution rights. So they can make one of them available, the turbo diesel versions, make one available for the public for well over $100,000 on request. And Safescape is offering fleet buyers its locally converted electric version dubbed the Bortana EV on a full service lease basis as part of the beta phase of its project in 2020. So that's all the EV utes.
All the EV. I've got some comments here as well. So
We've got a lot.
Ratfink said that they need to send us a new rear-engine Corvette to try out. I think you're on the money there. They definitely should. Definitely should. Jeff's got the his dad had the first of the GT Foresters, and after months of Jeff nagging him, we put a 3-inch straight through exhaust on it. Holds count me in for that. Holds a tray full of batteries, says Jeff. Grant, brass and copper prices are still high at the scrap metal dealers. Best place for electric cars. I was going to get one of these electric crate motors for you to do a hot rod, Grant. So maybe. We'll see what happens. What else we got there?
Dan Jazz, another ute with no tray, put the dog in the back. Mafia Boys, 700 horsepower plus. That's with
That was a
the
response
power.
to yep.
Jeff says world's most expensive RC car. Dan Jeff says great, now I'm getting chopped by a work ute as well. Jeff says called the cannon as they explode on impact.
Boom.
Ratfink, take that thing and jump it off a hill. That must be to that the ute we showed before.
The
that
picture
weird
of
one.
it.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Great Wall, eBay parts, all put together for you. Use your vouchers for 10% off. Rat Fink. I wouldn't even get in it, burn it where it sits.
Talk about that ute, I think.
Dan Jazz,
Has a
Mafia
5-year
Boy says it has a
Alibaba.
5-year Alibaba warranty. Scott says that looks like a mini gone wrong. WTF, we've
what
lost
it
it in
is.
Australia.
I don't know what it is. We're not going to bring it back with that, are we? That's no...
George says great info. Dan Jazz says get your PayPal refunds within the first 3 months. Johnny says I don't think that Great Wall can handle the weight of all the roasting that everyone is giving. George says loads of mining gear is electric.
That's
there
the
you
way
go.
they're heading. Those Toyota Land Cruiser conversions look like they're going to get in a few, and obviously BHP are obviously using them already.
Yeah, and Mafia Boys World says I'm not driving a mining vehicle down the Bruce Highway.
That's true.
Doc Death, yep, electric you will need a perm, mate.
That's the haircut for your electric ute.
And George says reduced fuel costs and way more torque, and Dan Jazz says can't argue with the torque, and now we're all caught up.
There we go. All right, so we'll jump to the next story.
The former GM boss Bob
going through our
Bob
stories.
Lutz, this is the last one, and then we got the laws. Former GM boss Bob Lutz slams Tesla for terminally ugly
Former
car.
boss, not the new Mary.
Yeah,
Barra.
former GM boss. Yep.
Yeah, not Barra.
Yeah, former GM boss. That's
We're
what I
in
said.
Barra now, controlling GM.
Mhm. Yeah, the former GM boss, as I said. One of the most authoritative voices in the automotive industry has poured cold water on the Tesla hype. Bob Lutz, who has, at some point has been in charge of all the big three car makers, Ford, GM, and Chrysler, has slammed the coming Tesla Model Y in an interview on American show Autoline After Hours. He said, the Model Y is terminally ugly. I don't know who is going to buy that with another one of these humpback things like the Model X, says Lutz. He says that the Model Y is neither an SUV or a sedan and would struggle to carve out its own segment, potentially cannibalizing sales from the Model 3. But he did give credit to Tesla for its recent sales success with the Model 3 and its move towards profitability, but he questioned the company's ability to bring promised vehicles to market. The fact is that there is a lot of unsubstantiated hype. I don't think they are going to do that sports car anytime soon. They certainly aren't going to do the electric semi-trailer, and if they did, they'd be extremely foolish as that whole market isn't enough to make a difference, he says. He also said that Tesla, in terms of electrification technology, was in the same place as everybody else because all makers use lithium-ion batteries, which have a defined energy value. The only reason Tesla had more range was they used bigger batteries. He put a large chunk on the success of American electric car brand down to its enigmatic boss, Elon Musk. Elon Musk's great capability is his creative imagination and coupling decent electric vehicle technology with superb styling. He had the combination of a vehicle that was environmentally sound, blindingly fast, looked great and had a decent range. But he couldn't help have a dig at his branding exercises. Musk makes bold moves and designing bold concepts and surprises the public with ever-new announcements like the Boring Company. And he sees tougher conditions for Tesla in the future. The brand held strong appeal, but that would be tested because it was now competing with fully electric Porsches. So Tesla has more image value compared to mainstream rivals because of great marketing. But now that it is going to be up against a fully electric four-door Porsche is a different story.
Taycan.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to do the market, isn't it?
So
It'll take off.
yeah,
There
so
you go.
all that's from news.com.au.
Alright, so that takes us into...
Our fun section. We're on
Oh,
to
we're not on What's On. Before we jump
We're
into
onto the
What's
laws.
On, we're onto the laws. We didn't do a slide for the laws. But every week we do our laws,
Mhm.
our car laws, or road rules from around the world that are stupid. Stupid, weird road rules from around the world.
We've got two comments quickly. Mafia Boys says Bob Lutz reckons the Model Y needs a Barra swap. And Scott Sherrington says Barra, the highest paid CEO in the automotive industry. I think she's writing on her name.
Yes.
So
Alright, so
I'll kick us off.
I was going to...
I've got him up already. I'll kick us off.
Alright.
Well, in possibly the most backwards law that I've found yet is in in Saudi Arabia, where it is the only country where women are permitted to own a car, but they aren't allowed to drive them.
That's correct. Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
So they're not allowed to drive over there at all.
Mm. But you can own your car.
They can own it.
Yeah. So you can go out and buy one, but you can't drive it.
True. We don't need a license to register a car in Australia.
There you go.
Minnesota. I got one from Minnesota.
Mhm.
You may want to rethink purchasing a pretty red sports car over there,
Mm-hmm.
because there's an active law in Minnesota that states it's illegal to drive down Lake Street in Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Thank you, Minneapolis in a red car. You can't drive down Lake Street in Minneapolis in a red car.
There
That's
you
the
go.
law. There you go.
Mm.
That's my Minnesota law.
Interesting. And I'll just point it out quickly. Keep in mind, guys, if you think one is super funny, and make sure you let us know,
Who's got the best?
who's got the we'll
We're
do
really,
who's got the best.
We're struggling to find new ones now.
Yeah, we
I think
are.
we're running out, but maybe we'll just go to
Mhm.
laws soon.
So,
Car laws.
well, I've got my next one. I think this could be the winner. So, in Pennsylvania, the law states that any motorist who sights a team of horses coming towards him must pull well off the road, cover his car with a blanket or canvas that blends with the countryside, and let the horses pass. But there's more. If the horses appear skittish, the motorist must take his car apart piece by piece and hide it under the nearest bushes.
What? Where was that one?
Pennsylvania.
Man, I think you got it this week. That was a good one. That's a good one. I got Idaho, and there's a bit of an impression that in the city of Idaho Falls, that senior citizens over the age of 88 have no sense of balance,
Mm-hmm.
because for anyone over the age of 88, it's forbidden for them to ride a motorcycle.
There you go.
So, but I think yours is definitely the best. I'll vote for yours this week. I struggled with the road rules this week. I did, but
Oh, I found that one. I had to even verify it. I googled it and found it again.
well,
I actually got the actual statement from the
they
law,
actually got to pull. If the horses are skittish, they've got to pull their car apart piece by
piece
piece.
by piece, and hide it under the nearest bushes.
Well, I got one that was not a road rule, but
Mhm.
I found another law that I just thought I'd throw in there because I saw it and it was funny.
Yeah.
In Juneau, there's a place called Juneau.
Mhm.
Hopefully I've pronounced that correct. But in Juneau, flamingo owners are prohibited from bringing their pets into a barber shop. I just thought that was funny. So I thought I'd throw that one in there. But
Yeah, man.
my vote goes to you this week. I think I'll vote for that one because I'll pay that.
I'll take a vote. So let us know, guys. What was your favourite law, or who had your favourite laws? If you like to vote for two.
It's got to be Tyler. I think Tyler's got it this
Yeah.
week.
In possible,
Killed it.
so the backwards law of women are allowed to own a car, but they
That's the
can't
next
drive
one.
them.
That's
And then in Pennsylvania, the law states that any motorist who sights a team of horses coming towards him must pull well off the road, cover his car with blanket or canvas that blends with the countryside, and let the horses pass. But if the horses appear skittish, the motorist must take his car apart piece by piece and hide it under the nearest bushes.
That's definitely a winner. I had the you can't drive a red car down Lake Street in Minneapolis, and you can't ride a motorcycle in Idaho Falls if you're over 88. So, all right, what's on? What's on? You can count up the votes, and we'll start the what's on.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the first one I'll mention, which a few people have already mentioned in the comments already, is Road Trip Challenge Drag Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Friday night. So Road Trip Drag Challenge is on. Kicks off at 5 o'clock out at Willowbank
Mhm.
on Friday night. Saturday it's out at Warwick racetrack out at Warwick, and then at Lakeside on Sunday.
And we'll be there on the Friday and the Sunday.
Friday and Sunday for us. We'll be elsewhere on the Saturday, but come out and say g'day, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if you're out there, make sure you come and tell us about your car so we can get you on camera.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I have a Halloween car show from 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Acacia Coffee Co., which is Elizabeth Street Shopping Centre in Acacia Ridge.
That's Munchies.
Mhm.
So Munchies are having a Halloween car show.
Yep.
There's one, Grant. You could pop out to Munchies. Should be a big one with the Halloween car show. Grant asked what's on
Mhm.
Friday night. He sent me, gave me a call earlier, see what was on around his area.
Mhm.
But I've also got one, not in that area, but well at the other end of the country, and that's the Aussie Muscle Car Run Show and Shine from 3 to 4:30 at Hastings Foreshore Reserve at Hastings, Victoria. It's a strange time to have it on. Maybe they've got a public holiday happening down there.
Maybe.
You can't see out of your sunnies.
I can't. It's starting to fog up, actually.
What else have you got?
I've got Fabulicious Fridays is on this weekend. 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. at Furbalicious Kebabs Southport. So if you want to see, generally it's a lot of JDM cars down there. So if you're into your JDM cars, then head down there.
That's the spot to go.
Yeah, there's not as many muscle cars, there is Euros. There's
Lots of
sometimes
JDM
a
and
fair few Euros, but not as many muscle car owners head to that one.
Also, the 75th Australian Hill Climb Championships is on, and that goes right through till Sunday at Mount Panorama.
There you go. Down at Bathurst.
Yeah, you got anything else for Friday?
I do. We've got Lucenats, number 5. Is on from 4 p.m. That goes till Saturday, 10 p.m. Obviously, it ends on Friday night at some time.
Yeah.
I'm sure. 131 Burrong Basin Road, Starwell, Victoria. That's all the information that I have on the location of that one.
Cool. I'm on to Saturday. You on to Saturday?
I am. You got a couple of comments quickly. Ratfink says I have to figure what time that is for me. And says hopefully I'm on a Razor scooter if I see a pack of horses then.
Yes.
All right, we'll kick through Saturday and then we'll finish off the vote.
No, you don't need it. Everyone's voted for you.
Yeah.
You got it. You definitely got it. I voted for you. Saturday. Did I give you one for Saturday?
Not yet. I'll kick it off though, since you kicked us off for Friday, didn't you? I think you did.
No, let's go.
JDM Masters 2019, presented by AJCBS Australia, 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. Exhibition Park in Canberra, or EPIC as they call it. Flemington Road and Northbourne Avenue, Mitchell, ACT.
I've got one in Victoria, Melbourne. Aussie Muscle Car Run and Ceremonial Finish, 11 a.m. through till 2 p.m. That's at Birrarung Ma.
I did.
You did that on purpose.
I had it in mind at first, and then I went, hang on, muscle cars, we'll put that in days.
Is Bevan still there? Bevan, have you ever heard of that place? Birrarung Ma, Melbourne, Victoria. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Let's go with that.
I think that's the second day of that one from your Friday events, the muscle car run.
Maybe.
We've got Auto 1 Browns Plains Show and Shine is on. So we'll be out at that one. That's from 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. at Auto 1 Browns Plains Village Square Home Centre.
Come and see us at that one. Definitely got to get out there. There's probably the best food that you will ever eat if you want to just come out and have a look at the cars.
Firing Line Gourmet Chilies. He'll be out there.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled by the name. It's not all hot food.
No. He does a line of chili sauces and chili products.
That's what it started as, and then
he does the most amazing smoked meats and vegetables and stuff.
Pumpkins and
he's drunken pumpkin. Drunken pumpkin you like to get.
Yeah, and he's also got something new as well.
Okay.
He's another vegan dish he's cooking up.
Yeah, right.
He was telling me about it the other day. So
there you go. So he does the most amazing brisket that you've ever eaten. So you got to get out there just for that. But the cars will be on show there, well worth seeing, and we'll be there. So we'll have both cars there, right?
Yeah.
So Joe's Diner monthly car meters on as well. Another high quality show. Well,
he's even got
checking
some
out.
trophies going on this time as well. So
Yep. Again, great food. We've been up there. We've only been up there once so far. We'll definitely get to that one again. Been up there and had the burgers. I think next time we'll go up and try the lamb shanks. He enjoyed the video we did. He said next time he'll show us a feed.
There you go.
Steve said next time we're up there.
I've got the Harvey Bay Swap Meet and Shannon Show and Shine, 6 a.m. till 1 p.m. at Harvey Bay State High School, 56 Beach Road, Harvey Bay, Queensland.
I've got the massive show as well. There's so much on Saturday night, right? Like we've just, unfortunately, there's a lot of shows that we would have liked to have attended.
Yeah, it's just a shame they're all on the same day.
They're all on the same day. But the Halloween Spectacular 2019 from BCMC, they do a big one out at Kingston Park Raceway, and it's probably their biggest show of the year that they have at CMATs, or car meets at trackside, Kingston Park Raceway, where you park in the middle of the go-kart tracks out there, and they'll have fancy dress and food and cars, and that's on from 5 through to 11 on Saturday. That's another great event.
So I'll just quickly end the vote. I've been told I've got to end the vote.
Okay. Where you at?
So hang on, we'll go. Jeff says, got to get some Z's, guys. Great show. Glad to catch up again. Cheers. Thanks for joining in.
Good to see you here, mate. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, no,
this
yeah.
week.
Says, does loser buy the next carton? Put a bit of incentive into it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. We've even lost track of how many we've won. I think
Yeah.
I've won most of them. Maybe.
the shout
Glad
for
to say it after. We need a big trophy at the end of the year or something.
Good shout.
Scott
Good
says,
shout.
here we go. This is the call out. Scott says, finish off the vote. Hell, Dave even voted against himself. Way to be modest, Tyler. And Rat Fink says the Sturgis 80th. Sturgis 80th 2020. Going to be a big one, folks, for anyone into motorcycles.
Yeah,
There you go.
definitely. Sturgis is a massive
Well,
event.
well, we've got a 10-0. That was the vote.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Well done. Well done. All right, we'll jump into
That's all.
Sunday.
That's all I had for Saturday. So
Sunday?
On Sunday, we've got Auto Brunch, which is on from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the St. Ives Showground, which I didn't even put in a state for. Let's quickly find out where that is. New South Wales. At the Ku-ring-gai, part of the Ku-ring-gai Council. St. Ives Showgrounds at 450 Monavale Road in St. Ives, New South Wales.
Right. I'll save you. We've got Cruise Fest on at Lakeside
Mhm.
from 7 a.m. through to 4 p.m.
Okay.
That's at Queensland Raceway, Lakeside Park at Queensland Raceway. We've also got Cruise Fest is on top of
Drag Challenge.
Drag Challenge. Interesting. Okay, we'll check that out.
We'll probably already be there. So
What do you got?
that's it. Actually, no, it's
I-
not.
I
What
got
am I
more.
thinking? I got one more.
I got
I got
two.
one more. Cars and Coffee Gold Coast, 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Sorry, at the Eco Village at Currumbin,
Oh, yeah.
639 Currumbin
Nice
Creek
little
Road,
spot down there.
Currumbin Valley.
I've got the Sunshine Coast car show at Mooloolah Valley Country Club. And then I've got another one up in Toowoomba. So, Mori and Johnny Skid Pig, not far for you guys. Toowoomba Breakfast and Bumper Bars is on at 8 a.m. out at the Willie, at the Wilson and Hotel.
Mhm.
So, get out there to that one, guys.
And Rob Hill says, great show, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for
Appreciate
tuning in.
Appreciate
Good
that.
to see you again.
Anyone wants to shout us another drink, then hit the $sign
Mhm.
in the chat, or of course go to the new website and check out the merch,
Yeah.
or our donate page.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll throw up some links. If you're not on our Facebook, we've got that as well. Instagram, we're probably a little bit slack on the Instagram.
Trying to get better.
Trying to put some more time into it, get some more pictures of some cool cars on there. We've got the website now as well, which is another one that I
We
got
want
to throw a
your
link
cars
to.
on the website, so send us some pictures.
Yeah.
Details in Contact Us.
Mhm.
All our details are there in Contact Us. Very easy to get a hold of us. We've
Yeah.
put everything there.
Mhm.
Mailbag will be continuing to open anything sent to us
Mm-hmm.
weekly on the show as well.
Yeah.
If you've got, it doesn't have
if
to
you've
be,
got something you've made, if you've got a drawing, if you've got even
picture of your
even if
car,
you just want
you
to
know.
send us a letter or whatever, anything for sure, we'll read it on the show and
yeah, whatever.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll lighten it up. Try not to stitch us up.
I'm sure someone will.
We'll lighten
and-
it up.
and-
Stickers, that's cool. You know,
Mhm.
anything you want to send through. Even if it's not related, you just want something that featured on there on the
Mhm.
show, then send it through. We'll do it.
And we've also got the Discord as well. So if you want to chat all things cars with viewers and us as well, we're in there.
Discord's been a bit quiet for last week, actually.
It has actually, yeah.
Yeah, so get on there and do something. Mal's did pop some nice pictures of his Mercup, which
Mhm.
you will see in the Harrigan's video coming up.
Mhm.
We're going to do our best on our editing and try and bring in extra video across the next week as well.
Mhm.
See how we go. Can't promise. We've
Yeah.
got work as well, but
Mhm.
we'll do our best to try and get that out. We'll
Yeah.
see how we go.
Mhm. Sounds great, Rat Fink. Yeah, check out the contact us page on the website, www.overtakinglane.com.au.
Yeah, email through some pictures
So-
of the car. But I think we will get it up on the gallery page for you.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't be afraid to send a pic of yourselves in the car as well, so we
Mhm.
can see our viewers and check out where you guys are, check out what cars you've got, and we'll feature them on the gallery page.
Mhm.
That's it. That's all we
Yeah.
got. That's us tuning out. We've got to go trick or treat. Maybe we need some music. We've got some.
Gotta kick the sunnies back on. Hang on.
The sunny's back on. We'll get some tunes to tune out
Yeah.
to.
Got this good song. good song that I like. I like this song. Let's turn the volume up.
Oh, what, bling. What was that?
This is the song that I like. I like this one. I'll turn it down for a quick second.
Woo!
So, thanks for tuning in, guys. Obviously, you've probably subscribed if you've made your way here. If you haven't, make sure you hit subscribe, hit the bell. Even if you have subscribed and you haven't hit the bell, make sure you jump on there, hit the bell. That way you get notified when we upload a new video. Hit like as well. That's an important one. So make sure on your way out, hit the like button. That really helps us out. That's another way to support us. You don't have to donate, but even just liking the videos, that supports us in a very good way.
Happy holidays. Happy Halloween.
Mhm.
It's not a holiday for us, but
Yeah.
happy Halloween. Happy holidays for our viewers from the States, like Rat Finks. Thanks, guys. And we'll headbang our way out. How's the mullet go?
Need to get it going myself.
Need a fan.
And Rat Fink says, awesome show, gents. You rule. Enjoy. Trevor Smith, thanks, guys. Fugo has sent us some lollies. Dan Jazz says, later, guys. Catch you later, mate. Have a great night. Mafia boys, night, fellas. Have a great one. You too.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. The show wouldn't be the same without all you guys here dropping your comments. And even those that don't comment, just getting the views up for us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We had a bit of fun tonight, dressing up, being dicks. We enjoyed it. So, woo!
And we've got
Rock
a
on.
couple more. Sally says, make sure you give this one a like. Yep, definitely do that, guys. On the way out, hit the like button. Shane Fitzgerald, night, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We didn't see you in the chat too much tonight, but thank you. Thanks for dropping in.
Good to see you at the
Scott
end.
says, cheers, guys. See you next week. Thank you very much for tuning in. Rat Fink, hell yeah.
Check out that website.
Skidmark, good on you, boys. Thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in. And Yeah's giving us a little wave.
And if you haven't watched the last video, we've got the link for that.
I don't have a link for that, no.
Our views
should've
are a
put
bit
that.
down. Get on there and watch the last video from where were we?
Game over. Game over. There's some awesome cars in that.
Part
Awesome
of the
cars in that.
GC600 lead-up shows. Get on that one. If you haven't watched the last Joe's Diner video, watch that because Joe's Diner's on Saturday night. Yeah, excellent. Excellent stuff.
Alrighty, guys.
Check those videos out. See you guys. Peace out. Thank you. Rock on.
shoes.